So in today's session we were talking about the right to a home, and that's really thinking about the challenges that we face in Scotland in the housing sector and putting those in the perspective of human rights. One of the things we talked about was a new human rights framework that is currently being planned for Scotland. The government is currently drafting a bill that will be available for consultation this year at some point, and that will give effect to a whole range of internationally recognised human rights, including the right to adequate housing. Scotland is in a really good position to face the challenges that are ahead, I think. There is a huge amount of expertise in Scotland. There is also a huge amount of ambition. A major advantage that we have in Scotland is that the government are on side with the idea of a human right to adequate housing. I would love for housing professionals to take away from the session today the idea of thinking about human rights as a perspective. So to really start to take a step back and think about where human rights language is already used, where a human rights-based approach is already used, and to start to really think about the future through the lens of human rights, because there will be a duty to comply with the right to adequate housing. And that's as much about keeping the government on track and holding the government to account as it is housing professionals. But for those who deliver those services, it's really about taking a human rights perspective. That has to be the first step. The knowledge is there, we know what to do and we know ways to do it. It's about actually doing it, and to do that we need capacity, we need people on the front line within organisations and the leadership of organisations within the housing sector to take that human rights perspective and to work with others to build their own capacity to the benefit of everyone.